G'day there, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Happy Monday, and congratulations to all of you. You found the champ dog. So it's been a minute since I've seen you guys. So we're going to have a little sip together in just a second. So make sure you're ready. Grab yourself a cup or a mug filled with your favorite drink. Here's to you. Oh, that is hot. That is very hot. But I can feel my antibodies increasing. I can feel my health improving, my intelligence increasing. All right, so we're going to jump back into the arena today. It's been a minute since I've recorded some arena footage. We're going to be doing a draft today. Now, I know drafting isn't the most popular content that I do around here. It has a smaller audience, not just for me, but for most people. It has a smaller audience than our constructed formats, but I enjoy drafting. And drafting and limited in general is an important part of making the otherwise pretty dysfunctional arena economy viable without just having to sink money into it over and over and over. So I like to do a bit of drafting to help flesh out my collection without just having to slap down thousands of gems every time a new set comes out. I haven't really done much drafting since Midnight Hunt came out. I think I've done one draft off camera. I've done a couple of sealed games on camera and I think one more off camera as well. But this will be basically my second ever Midnight Hunt draft. So I don't know how this is going to go. I'm not familiar with the format, and it's obviously pretty well established now because Midnight Hunt's been out for a while. In fact, Crimson Vow spoilers start in just a few days as I'm recording, I believe. I think it's is it the 24th? I don't even know what today's date is, right? Okay, so today's date is past then. Anyway, I think this Thursday, Crimson Vow spoilers start. Forget about dates. I'm pretty sure it's this Thursday. So we're going to do a draft. Hopefully it goes okay. I mean, I'm way back down in bronze, like the bottom of the ladder for limited. So it's not like I'm going to be facing the stiffest competition. What I wanted to say though is, as I mentioned, limited is an important part of making the economy viable for those with less resources. So part of the reason I do some limited content is because I want to encourage some of you guys to get more involved in that as well, because it is just a more cost-effective way to build up your collection. And otherwise the arena economy is really quite predatory, I guess. And also just so people out there who do love those formats, I don't want them to feel left out. I love you all. I love this card game. And particularly sometimes when I'm just feeling a bit burnt out with constructed and the standard format, it's nice to just go in and it feels a little more low stakes for me, even if I only win a couple of games, in terms of value of packs and stuff, I still end up even or ahead with, very, very little pressure to oh, I have to win. So since I haven't played a lot of arena over the last week and a half really, and I, for some reason, just felt a little unwilling to get back in. This is just going to be a little baby step for me to just play a little bit more Magic, see if I can just have some fun in a low stakes environment. But anyway, I'm glad you're all here. Why don't you guys shuffle up and let's go get our draft on. Right, so here we are. We're about to jump in. I totally forgot I had a draft token still waiting, so we might as well use that. Ooh, that was quick. There's always just that one straggler. Always one. Come on. Come on. Get on in here. There we go. That was actually really quick. That was very quick compared to what it's usually like for me. Straggler again. Straggler alert. What can be really frustrating is when it fills up really quickly and then the last person takes so long to confirm that you time out. That's always an unpleasant experience. Come on. We've only got 20 seconds left. Oh, and I hadn't pressed ready. I was the straggler. Oopsie. We do still have one person waiting though. Come on. We're going to time out here. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. I'm not a fan. It's been a bad experience. And also, why does this 0 not actually mean 0? They're just continuing it. Ooh, first. Come on. Yes. We're in. This view is trash. Okay, so my rare is a dual land. But it's also a dual land in probably the best colors. So I'm actually going to take it, as wild as that is. I'm going to regret not grabbing that blade stitched scab, but it's something that I know is going to be useful. Like in terms of adding to my collection, the lands are always one of the biggest sinks of rares. And yeah, from what I've heard, blue-black is the best combination in limited. So I think that's... I wouldn't normally take a land first pick, but I think it's just barely justifiable. I mean, there were some good cards there. Covetous Castaway, Blade Stitch Scab. Search Party Captain's been pretty good for me at times. Oh, Storm the Festival. Do I want to take that? I mean, these cards aren't terrible, but they're not great. I think this might be hard to get to work, though, in a draft. I was about to take it just because I thought it was like the strongest card in the pack, but actually getting like putting enough 4 and 5 drops in your draft deck might actually be a little bit difficult. So let's look what we've got here. Loyal Griff is good. Morning Patrol is not terrible. None of these are terrible. Flip the Switch is honestly not too bad. I'm going to go with this. Like, obviously I've picked this, so like I would like to be in those colors, but I don't want to lock myself in too soon. Pay life, discard a card. Draw a card, mill a card, put a ritual counter, and then I can flip it. I mean, I can see this actually being pretty decent. Silver Bolt seems pretty good as well, but I think I'm going to take the mirror. Full Caller's Harvest. I don't know how good that's going to be, to be honest. Blinking Observer. Siege Zombie has been very good for me. I'm not saying this is necessarily the correct pick, but subjectively I actually like that more than anything else in that pack. Rockhawk here is holding up the line. Eldarin Ambusher. Hound Tamer. I mean, this is definitely not a bad card. Is it better than Hobbling Zombie? I think it's better than these two. Search Party Captain is decent as well. I'm just going to go Hobbling Zombie. Clarion Cathars. Homestead Courage. Falcon Abomination is very strong. So is Gale Drifter. That's a tough one to pick between, honestly. I'm going to go with Gale Drifter. If I end up more in the zombie theme, obviously the Abomination is better. Larder Zombie's okay. Gavany Silversmith seems good, but I think I'm just going to take the Silver Bolt here. It's just decent regardless of what colors and what deck I end up on. It did seem a little too expensive the first time I came across it in like sealed. And I sort of like scoffed at people playing it, but it's been pretty decent. Pretty decent. Arcane Infusion, Shipwreck Sifters, Blade Brand, Novice Occultist. Novice Occultist, pretty good. Silver Bolt, also pretty good. I think I'm going to go the Occultist. It does look like I'm going to be at least in black at this rate. And, you know, getting creatures is important. I don't think I'm interested in Devious Cover-Up. I mean, there certainly is a deck that's possible with this card, but I don't think we're it. I'm definitely not interested in the red cards, so I think it's Crossroads Candle Guide here, as much as I don't love it. Arrogant Outlaw is okay. Honestly, I think I prefer Flip the Switch. I don't think it's a great card, but I think it's like usable. Shipwreck Sifters. So would I rather have the Sifters or the Blade Brand? I think I'd rather have the creature. Unblinking Observer, sure. It's unlikely I play it, but Unnatural Growth, oof. Ambitious Farmhand's really good as well. Vivisection, sack a creature, draw 3 cards. Not terrible, but I don't know if I love it. Foul Play, definitely decent. Like, there's always going to be a target for it. Defenestrate, also pretty good. Call from the Cellar, I mean, Consider's also good. I think I'm just going to go with Foul Play. I don't know. Maybe Defenestrate was the better pick there. But, I mean, I'm almost always going to find a target for this, and I get to investigate. The non-flying on Defenestrate can really crimp its usefulness. I mean, obviously, this is more restricted, but it's also 2 mana and can net me a card. Oh, Smoldering Egg. That's dope. 3 mana 2/2 at the beginning of your end step. If an opponent lost life, put a 1/1 counter on target vampire. That's not terrible, but I definitely don't think it's amazing. I'd honestly rather have the Occultist. I don't love this card, but I think it's playable, but I'm going to go with Defenestrate. I'm at 9 creatures, so that's honestly not too bad. Blood Pact. I mean, I like Blood Pact, but no, it's really between, in this pack, it's between Blood Pact and Gale Drifter, and I think I have to go Gale Drifter. Creatures are what's going to win me the game. Blood Pact would be nice, definitely, but this is like 2 cards in one, and they're both flying. Another copy of Flip the Switch. I've got Drownyard Amalgam, which I don't really love. Geist Wave. Not terrible. Diagraph Horde. Also decent, but I think I go the Gale Drifter again. I think I like Gale Drifter more than the Horde. Although the ability to get into the graveyard on it is really nice. 2 mana 2/1 that can also disturb, so that's pretty good. I know Falcon Abomination's pretty good. These are all just very good options, aren't they? Eaten Alive is really hard to pass up as well, because that's a really good bit of removal. But I always overvalue removal and don't end up with the quality of creatures that I need. I think, to me, these seem about equally good, so I'm just going to go with the cheaper option. I hate passing up that Eaten Alive, but, you know, the creatures are, again, what's going to win me the game, and I think the cheaper option is better. Little Twiddler over here, not terrible. Really the only thing that we have in this pack that we can choose. So, okay, I think we definitely have enough 2-drop creatures now, though. 2 Anglers, Sifter, I mean, maybe, and an Occultist, and Siege Zombie. I definitely don't love this, but I mean, it's decent for limited. I think I take the vivisection. Duress is just a bit narrow. You know what I mean? No Way Out. It's not amazing, but it's actually playable. You've got a good creature count so far as well at 15. That's not too bad. Like, I have a lot less pressure on me for the rest of the draft to prioritize creatures. I don't see a world in which I'm going to play that. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got... Oh no, I took too long. I took too long. Oh, that's so dope. I love Rakdos colors. Firmament Sage is probably an easy take here. I'm just going to double check everything else. I mean, this card's decent, but Firmament Sage has been so good for me every time I've had it in sealed. If it doesn't get answered, you just get so much advantage. If any of you watched my Dimir Zombies sealed video, you'd see like this turned up. Even though I had one of them, I seemed to get it like every other game, and it single-handedly won me some games. Very strong card. Oh, that's some good top end. Mysterious Tome is alright, but I feel like it's often a little too slow. Again, I would really like Eaten Alive, but I don't think I can pass up the Sludge Monster. I don't really have top end yet, and that pretty much neatly takes care of that. So do I want the 4th Gale Drifter? Do I want another Silver Bolt, or do I want the Blood Pact? I am interested in Blood Pact. It's you know, would be competing with Vivisection, but I think I just take the removal piece there. Startle. Again, strangely actually seems playable. It's that versus Novice Occultist. Yeah, I mean, I think it's Startle. Wow. I mean, I can't say no to that. I have a bunch of Disturb cards. How can I say no to that? I mean, that kind of makes me want the other Disturb things more, but Firmament Sage again is just such a house. Such a house. I'm not likely to splash white to make that playable, so I think we take the other Flip the Switch. Crawl from the Cellar, another Gale Drifter, Fading Hope. Those are all good options. I think I take the Crawl from the Cellar. It's cheaper, and I don't really have anything in that sort of effect. The flashback is also quite nice. Okay, Arrogant Outlaw, 3 mana, 3/2. If an opponent lost life, or Shady Traveler. I think I prefer the Traveler. Take the Angler, particularly since I got the Patrician Geist. Increases the value of any of the Disturb things. Sort of grabbing stuff knowing I won't use it now. All right. Let's build a deck. in a second. Damn it. I can't do what I want to. Okay, so I like to start by just taking everything out. Let's look at our creatures. So given that I got the Geist, I probably want all of my disturb cards. Plus they're just, you know, valuable sort of like 2-for-1 situations. Maybe I want the Sifters as well. Sage is just really good. Gale Drift is really good. Sludge Monster, really good. Turn off an alarm. Actually think all of these black creatures are quite good. And Component Collector is also good. So what does this curve look like? I mean, that's a more 4-drops than 3-drops, but I've got a good amount of 6 2-drops. Feels good. Yeah, I mean, this isn't the nicest curve I've ever seen, but it's decent. I probably do take the Spirit as well, just to have some more late game stuff. I feel like I probably will end up playing this. It can make a decent creature, and it can just, you know, I can get rid of lands and turn it into something more useful. So let's look at our non-creatures. Unlikely to play this. So single Crawl from the Cellar seems good. Removal feels good. Do I double Silver Bolt? Do I want the Startle? Do I... This is tough. I'm probably not going to go with No Way Out. I mean, I know I have said it is playable, but it's not great. Startle. I mean, it's decent because it cantrips. It's just a bit limited in its usefulness. Flip the Switch can be useful, but honestly, I'm just a sucker for removal. Like actual removal. This could be incorrect, but we're going for it. My curve seems reasonable enough that I don't need to go up to like 18 or 19 lands. And I definitely want to put the Shipwreck Marsh in there. So I think that's our deck. I think that is our deck, guys. That's silly. Okay. Let's play some games. Okay, we are on the draw. We don't have black mana, which is a small bit of a problem, admittedly. But I have 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, and 3 blue lands. Like, I don't need the black mana straight away. So I don't think this is amazing, but I think I can keep it and just, you know, run the risk. Okay, I guess my Silver Bolt is gone, so my 1-drop is no more. Found a black land anyway, that's nice. I still think I go with my blue creatures first. If this gets removed, it can replace itself. Component Collector's just annoying, so people want to get rid of it. And that way I also don't reveal that I've drawn the swamp. And I don't think I have any double black pips in the deck. Yeah, no I don't. So there's no rush to play that. I'm not going to take that trade. It would be an even trade for both of us. They would draw a card, I would be able to make another creature. But I can get in for 2 damage with this guy versus 1 damage for them. So it's slightly in my favor to just leave it. It looks like they're holding up removal this turn. Which is fine. Not much I can do about it. This guy does tend to be slightly over-targeted for removal in my experience, just because the twiddling is annoying. What does your turn 3 look like, Koala Chief? What you gonna do? You got 3 lands there. You gonna tap them to cast a spell? Yeah, you can't really attack with your... I mean, they can attack with the Occultist. There's just no point. I can block it too easily with the Collector. Next turn, I can get down my Gale Drifter, start getting through in the air. I mean, hopefully. I assume they have removal. Oh, discard, hey? What's the disturb on this? 5. I'm just wondering, do I discard this knowing that I can play it again anyway? But I think no. Because then I just won't have much to do next turn. As much as it kind of sucks, like obviously the better value play is to discard the Gale Drifter, but what does one do? Oh, cool, cross from the cellar, so I can get something back anyway. I'll attack if they want to trade. Oh well. I would prefer that they don't trade with the Occultist because I want to get the 2 damage in, but I don't want to not be able to attack. And it's not an unprofitable trade for me. I can cast the Disturb, or I can even get it back with Crawl from the Cellar, you know? And it's nice, even though they landed that discard, so they're up on cards. Like, I still have options. This can net me another card. I've got this to play out of the yard. So, you know, I've got that little bit of a catch-up mechanism for the card disadvantage they imposed upon me. Obviously no point in attacking. I can just block and then they lose the token. Be really weird if they don't have anything to do on turn 4. Are they going to take something out of my yard? Looks like they might be. The way they're hovering over my Baithook Angler there. What's it going to be, Koala Chief? What you got? What you got over there? And I definitely don't like that they're on 5 cards in hand and I'm on 1. Okay. I mean, that's a little bit sad, but what are we going to do? Cast another one of these guys. Threaten 6 damage a turn in the air. Feels strong. Feels good. Just checking out the flavor text on this. Dope. There's the marsh. Okay, so this is a sorcery. I wish it was an instant. Honestly, I think I just pass, let it become nighttime, and tap down their 5/5. That, honestly, at this point, seems better than bringing back a Siege Zombie. Paying 3 mana for a Siege Zombie. Take action, yes please. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate to not be doing anything with our mana this turn cycle, but you know, we've ended up pretty well ahead, so doesn't make me too sad. They've got to have removal, right? I don't know why else there would be like this, so many sticks, and it would take them so long to figure out what to do. So I don't like doing this to get the siege zombie back because it means I'm tapped out and can't replay a Gale Drifter. But if they just wait till my end step, I can't anyway. If they have removal, it's actually a little bit strange they didn't kill off one of my dudes instead of going to 2. But I'm doing this, and the other advantage is it will flip it back to day next turn, so I can tap down the 5/5 again. Make life very difficult for our opponent. So they've got 2 flyers they need to answer. All right, we get there. All right, so we're going to call it a day there. Just the one game, but when you add in the actual draft and the deck build portion of it, you know, there's still going to be at about 25 minutes of gameplay. I don't want the video to be too long, particularly since it's draft. It is a little bit slower and drier, and some of my previous videos, they've been quite long. And I'll be honest, I struggle to sit through like 45 minutes, an hour and a half of draft, even with content creators that specialize in that and that I do enjoy watching. You know, I normally need to break it up into chunks or just like watch a bit and like call it a day. So we're going to call it a day here. We'll keep playing this, and I'll have more games up, and I'll probably sprinkle it in with some constructed and some other stuff as well, just because I know, as I touched on, it's not the most popular thing in the world. I love it. I hope most of you love it, but you know, a lot of people are here for constructed as well, and we don't want them to feel left out twisting in the wind. So we're going to try and mix it up a little bit. I think that's my plan anyway, but we've spoken about how good I am with plans before. But that's all for today, guys. Thanks heaps for tuning in. You stay brilliant, and I'll catch you real soon.